Men and women of goodwill, I salute each and every one of you. Good morning. Good. Welcome. Welcome back, dear friends. Welcome back. I salute each and every one of you for being there. I salute each and every one of you for always being on the guide. I salute each and every one of you for not giving up. I salute each and every one of you for keeping it real. I salute each and every one of you for following our Prime Minister bomber to bomber. I salute you and I greet our able leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for not giving up. I salute our Prime Minister for building on the foundation, for not wavering neither from the right nor from the left, for not giving in to propaganda and lies of the enemy, for standing tall, for being the man he is. May Elohim continue to guide him. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to protect him, both now and forevermore. He said, and may God guide you that are always here, that are doing the needful to make sure that Biafra come. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. He said, thank you, Biafrans, as you come in, do well to share the program. Share it like sign to do. To keep the record very straight is the job that we've been assigned to do. And to counter the propaganda of the enemy against our collective efforts and our collective interest, which is the restoration of Biafra. So as you come in, do well to share. The person on the listening session, you're welcome. I salute you from here. May Elohim guide you and protect you. Let me put up the link to the studio. You're welcome to do so. Before we go, let's listen to this jingle. Jingle. Let's listen to this jingle for you to know what the Zoom is undergoing now. Listen to the jingle.
Another which the blood person for deliverance service. Which church be that? Come out now, boom! Which church be that? Now? Pastor say want deliver me now. Blow my eyes well up like. Oh, another which the blood person for deliverance service. Which be that? Come out. Now, boom! Which church be that?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Blow my eyes well up like.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, another which the blood person for deliverance service. Which church be that? Come out.
Some persons they blow
Response would be
if they see that your sense not going to come back. You can hear boom for your sense to be reconnected. So some persons are receiving boom as we speak. Some persons are receiving boom. Some their mouth are swollen up. Some their eyes are swollen up. Some is their leg. Some is some part of their body is swollen up because they need to be delivered, and many more to join suit. Thank you so much, Biafrans. We have a very important message for the Biafrans on there to discuss on the way forward. Remember, why we are here is to correct and guide on the narrative of yesterday. The propaganda that have been carried against the Biafrans for decades, the propaganda that the enemy has carried against the Biafrans for decades to change the narrative of yesterday. Let me do something on the topic. Okay, let me allow you to be listening to the video while I change the topic. Let me allow you to be listening to the video while I change the topic. Be listening to the video.
Finland-based Biafra agitator, right? Simon Ekpa says he is planning his defense against two suicide bombers allegedly sent to neutralize him in the European country. Ekpa, who claimed the suicide bombers are sent by the federal government of Nigeria, said he escaped the same situation last year. He insisted that Biafra declaration would be on the 2nd of December 2024. The Biafra agitator submitted that no amount of threat will stop it. However, Ekpa acknowledged his fighters' decision to resort to what they described as a spiritual battle against the federal government of Nigeria. EPA's fighters had in two separate videos vowed to start a spiritual warfare for Biafra's independence after they attacked some security personnel. Now, there was a video that showed the moment they entered the forest with live chickens, and it trended online last week Wednesday. He's actually saying, according to him, that there will continue to be a liberation for Biafra. And a few days ago, Tiger, who is known as a notorious member and fighter of IPOB, resurfaced in a video showing the moment he attacked men of the Nigerian army on the order of Simon Ekpa. Barrister Darlington, do you think Simon Ekpa is on the right path with most of these proclamations?
Before the barrister will respond to this insensible human being and a brown envelope journalist, before the barrister will respond to her, let me say something and let me bring something to us. This brown envelope journalism is portraying, from what she said, that Simon Ekpa, to her, is laying an allegation on the Nigerian terrorist state of Nigeria. Is laying an allegation on the terrorist state of Nigeria of them sponsoring a suicide bomber to Finland against the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Azam. Before the barrister will respond to this woman, I want to bring something for us on the screen. Let me bring something for us on the screen. We will go back to this. We will go back to this. We will come back to that video. But before then, let's listen to this. There's a man I want to bring his video to you called Bola Mohammed. Bola Mohammed, a few years back, made a revelation when our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still very much around with us. He made a revelation of the agenda of the Fulanis of the world. And these journalists of Nigeria were asking him about the youth empowerment program that was conducted at the time. And Bola Mohammed, in his response, rephrased and said the exact word that Sheikh Gumi is using now in his propaganda, in his quest for the protection of the terrorists and the safe haven for the terrorists in the state, in the failed state of Nigeria. Bola Mohammed, on the video you'll be listening to now, said that they are working on a program to bring the Fulanis of the whole world and put them in a place. for them to stop roaming all over the place, for them to stay at a place. And that place they want to bring all of them to is the Nigerian state, where the Fulanese and their cohorts has found is as a safe haven. So they made a decision to bring all the Fulanese. That is the project that they are working on. And these Fulanese that are coming, you don't need any visa, you don't need anything. That a Fulani man sees himself as a Enugu person. A Fulani man sees himself as a Calabar person. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsa person. In line with the question and what that lady was saying, the Fulanis of the world has been terrorizing people in the name of Nigeria, terrorizing the ethnic nationalities that made up the component that was gerrymandered and concocted to be Nigeria, right from the onset. Let's listen to this before I will respond to that lady.
Back to Sunrise Daily. Well, yes, we do have Mr. Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi State. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Remember that who you'll be listening to now is a governor. Then you begin to ask yourself, is the governor have this mentality? And a house member have this mentality? The house member I told us of that said that the Fulanis were raised to love their cow more than human beings. For you to know the reason why the Fulani controlled Nigeria will do anything to bring down anybody that dares to challenge their long time program of the Fulanis taking over Nigeria. I think there's a video where somebody talked about this long program of the Fulanis. I will also look for that video. I just want to establish a fact here that people you'll be listening to now with their agenda and their quest are people that can go to any length to achieve whatever they are looking for, to do anything to achieve them. And they have found a safe haven in all the countries built on the continent of Africa. They find a safe haven in the Zoological Republic. And since the day one that they set their foot on the Zoological Republic, created by Britain, the life of the indigenous Loveland people that have lived for decades in the ancestral land before the arrival of these vultures, their life has never remained the same since then till now. Every other countries in Africa has never allowed them to have a foothold in their land, nor to use their cattle to disrupt the government of the day. But in Nigeria is where the British give them a stronghold, hand over power to them, make them the lord over others, the owners of the land, because they are serving the interests of the British, and from there, with the agenda that they have to conquer the land, so long as British will be harvesting and exploiting oil, the minerals we have in our land, unabated. Once this is ongoing, British is ever ready to throw their weight on the caliphate. And these are the build-ups, the things that the brown envelope journalism of Nigeria are so terrified and afraid of to say. That's why the journalists will be comfortable interacting with the terrorist-sponsored people like Shegumi and many others in the system of government of Nigeria. And their concerns are not the people that are dying on daily basis, because the life of those that are being sent to RIP on daily basis is none of their concern, is none of their business. The only business the brown envelope journalism have in Nigeria is they go for the highest bidders, and as they are going for the highest bidders, they are being controlled on what to say and what not to say. If you say more than the things that you have been instructed to say, you will be disappeared. But they know that the Biafrans are loving people. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile are loving people. They are working assiduously for years now, for more than 50-something years now, to liberate their people from a Fulani and terrorist-controlled government, from a jihadist-controlled government, quote unquote. And they have been towing this path of selling a wrong narrative and a propaganda against the Biafrans for decades. And that wrong narrative that has been sold to the public for decades is what the Biafrans are here to change and redirect the narrative of yesterday against the Biafrans. That is the work we are here to do. To set the record very straight that a country where terrorists are being repented and put in the army, there's nothing they cannot do. A country where you say the truth and you will be disappeared, there's nothing they cannot do. A country where you speak the truth, you die. If you pretend to be speaking the truth, you will also be sent to RIP. There's nothing they cannot do. And this man on this video, you hear what he have to say. This is way back 2019 stroke 2020. For you to know that the agenda of the takeover of the jihadis, another Afghanistan repeat of Nigeria, is a plan that have been on the pipeline for decades. It's not something that started today. And I want you to listen very attentively to this video as I play.
Thank you.
Let's start off with this national livestock transformation. We understand, and yes, NEC decided upon it. They came to that decision. They agreed among themselves the modalities, how it needs to work. But help us to understand this. First of all, has your state, you're not one of the pilot states, are you?
No, we are not one of the pilots, but having seen that we are in that part of the savannah and in Nigeria, and of course we have most of the pastoralists in our state.
This is the time that we are planning on this Eruga and what have you. At the time that they raised that issue that they have a program of a livestock program. And that livestock program are all embedded in grabbing other people's land. They're all embedded in grabbing other people's land. This is the time they made a proposal that in the 36 states, including FCT, that acres of land should be given to them for the business of their cattle. For the business of their cattle. While other ethnic nationalities, other nations that are trapped in Nigeria don't have such leverage. Nobody gives them such benefit that the whole nation have to map out a place in every state, in each state, and give it to a certain ethnic group, ethnic nationality, people that are strangers to the land, people that are not originally owners of the land, but land will be mapped out and give to them for ranching. And this man said that the program, why he's part of it, he's not the main piloter of the program, but why he's speaking about it is because in their own part of the savannah on daily basis, Kaduna in Agatu. And the only thing that comes to the mind of the people is to discuss about cow. That's why whatever that woman said on the red chamber, the woman, one honorable member that was speaking on the red chamber that said that Allah created the Fulanis to love their cow. And now the whole television stations in Nigeria, the whole state of Nigeria, say that cow is actually more important in the life of those citizens, of those that serve Nigerians. He said, we will break everything that is holding us in the contraption called Nigeria, where cows are more valuable than human beings. I want you to listen to this man for some minutes.
Indicated our intention or our interest in the program because we believe some of the mistrust and suspicion surrounding the very nice program could be
The suspicion surrounding the very nice program. Do you know why the program is very nice? Because it has to do with the Fulani grabbing land that is not theirs. It has to do with the Fulani having land in the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. The program is embedded in them rounding up on the indigenous people of the land. That is why it's a very good program, but it's raising suspicion, but it's not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to raise suspicion. When those that they have coexisted with has been butchered and maimed for decades. Butchered and maimed for decades. And this same thing is the language of Shigumi today, that the Fulanese are now seeing themselves to be afraid of existential threat. The people that are in the business of kidnapping and raping and maiming people, sending them to RIP, is afraid of existential threat. Terrorist is saying that he's afraid of existential threat. Why those that are the indigenous people of the land that have been killed all the day long should not be afraid of existential threat by the terrorist? But the terrorists have the right to be afraid of existential threat that gives them the power to carry AK-47. Play. Let me play that one so that you will get where I'm going. This is, you will hear what he have to say.
AK-47 assault.
When they ask, is it lawful for everyone to bear AK-47 rifle? And you hear what this governor have to say, Bola Mohammed. Remember that what we are building up on is the question that this lady asked and the things that she made up and the propaganda that she wants to carry against the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Ezra, whereby these people that are heading, people that they have, the Nigerian state has sponsored 2 suicide bomber to his base in Finland. By the time you listen to this man, you will now compare and contrast with other evidences we bring for you on this program. You will now compare and contrast and know if what our Prime Minister said is truth or false. Listen to this man.
Rifles. Is it right for anyone in this country to bear AK-47 short rifles?
You see, Chamberlain, usually when we mention AK-47, it's a figure of speech. I mean, the issue is protection, self-help. You must protect yourself. You have seen the context with which I mentioned AK-47.
This Governor Bola Mohammed said that the issue here is whenever you mention AK-47 rifles and the Fulanis that are within this AK-47 rifle going to villages, maiming and butchering and killing people, sending them to RIP, that is just a figure of speech. That is just a figure of speech that these Fulani headers is bearing and wielding those assault rifles, deadly weapons, as a result of self-defense. But the question is, self-defense against what? They've never been in a record since the creation of the contraption called Nigeria since the year 1914 to date, where any certain individuals or nations that have been trapped in this contraption rose up any day to fight any people, and they said that they are fighting the Fulanis. There's no record like that. But these people has been in the business of advancing, taking over and encroaching on people's land in this 21st century. And this man is saying that they do so in self-defense. You went to defend yourself against somebody that is in his home, sleeping with his family, and you went there to defend yourself and send the whole family to RIP, defending yourself. People don't have arm or ammunition against you. Good morning, my sister Amada Diana. You're welcome, and every other genuine friends that is asking for freedom of this generation yet unborn, of their generation yet unborn. Thank you so much, Mother Diana. You are welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone. Greetings from here. So this man is saying that these terrorists that are wielding AK-47 and many assault rifles are doing so to protect themselves. And I want to ask, what crime then is the crime of Mazi Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for standing up to protect their citizens, their brothers and sisters and their loved ones and the nation of Biafra against these terrorists that are going on rampage, killing people? This man said, you saying that the Fulani jihadis wielding AK-47, that is just a figure of speech, that they are using those AK-47 to protect themselves. But as long as we can go way back, Fulanis are known to be holding sticks that they use to control their cows. And from days immemorial till now, there have never been an encounter that people rose up against these people. But all of a sudden, they begin to wear AK-47 when they thought that the time is now ripe for them to take over the land that Usman Dan Fodio described as for them as their forefathers' estate. I want you to understand what is going on. That these people that are free to bear AK-47, free to maim and kill others and send them to RIP, free to do all manner of things, and at the end of the day, come back to claim victory by being repented and put in the army, sent to Biafra land to continue their jihad from where they stopped. These people that can go all the way to Kenya to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these people that can bribe all bribables just to hide that Buhari was no more in 2017. People that can do all these and commit all these heinous crime and made away with it. How much can they not sponsor terrorism to Finland against a man that they hated so much, that they think evil of so much, because he's protecting his people against the onslaught of these people you're looking at on the screen? Listen to this man, because this broadcast is not going to be long. I don't think it will be up to 1 hour. We'll be back again in the afternoon, around that at 1 or 2, or in the evening. Listen to this man.
Just to show you that people are, because they say AK-47 carry, because because of level of exposure these people are exposed to, I said they must carry.
Because of the level of exposure that these people are exposed to, the question you will ask this terrorist representative is, this exposure, is it on the terms of intellectual exposure, or is it on the terms, which terms, in which area are these people exposed to? But what he's trying to portray to you, that all of a sudden, that the exposure that these people are exposed to danger in the forest, the danger that they are exposed to is they want to be so sophisticated that the people that they will be going to invade their homes to wreak havoc on them will be so helpless and handicapped to defend themselves against these Marodians, these Janjaweeds, these terrorists. So this man justifies the terrorist of the Fulani enclave all over the place, all over the globe. He said that they are justified to bear the AK-47 due to their exposure that you are assigned to come do your evil work.
Finland based
The key word to the Biafrans is self-protection. I want you to listen to her first. Tell this lady that the Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Israel, that everything he's doing, he is justified as a result of self-protection, self-defense. Everything that Simon is doing is for self-protection. Because if he did not protect himself and Biafrans, the terrorists will have their way in our land. Let's hear the response of the barrister to this woman, because she was shocked. She thought that the barrister is among those that are afraid of being disappeared, because people have taken it upon themselves that it's high time, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa has emboldened everyone to speak to power. Before now, this barrister cannot speak like this. But the spirit that is in Simon Ekpa, that is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, has emboldened every one of them, that they can now come out on the television or radio station and they will utter some words. Because people that believe in freedom has told them, open their eyes to know that your words, your choice is being protected in any sane government, and you have the right to decide what you want and what you don't want. You have the right to the figure of speech that you want. You have the right to say your mind. Let's hear from this barrister.
Darlington, do you think Simon Ekpa is on the right path with most of this proclamation? is making?
To this, but to her, the Fulani terrorist and ISWAP, all the 4 deadliest terrorists that emanated from the Fulani, is not causing problem to her. To her, these terrorists that are going on rampage, killing people, are not the problem. The problem is the man that is asking for peaceful dissolution of the terrorist camp of Nigeria. That is the man that are wreaking havoc, propaganda, and a good person to the terrorist will by any means save her when they will come for her. That is what they all thought in their mind. But the Biafrans are not deterred. From any propaganda coming from anywhere, and we know where we're headed. That's why no distraction from what we are doing. Listen to them. After the response of this barrister, I will say 1 or 2 things and we'll call it a day. And come back late in the afternoon.
Esther, do you know that the federal government is the cause of this agitation in the south?
No, she did not know. The only thing she knows is that one Alhaji has grazed her bank account. One Alhaji has robbed her back. That is the only thing that matters to her. As a journalist that she claims to be, she did not know anything that is happening in the terrorist camp that she loves so much. The only thing that she cares about is what that goes into her pocket. Nothing more, nothing less.
Kindly explain.
The federal government
Don't worry, we will explain to you.
is the problem of the southeast and nothing else. Esther, imagine if the federal government even afford these people. What is your problem? You saw how this federal government has been pampering terrorism in the.
No, he's not seen it. He's not seen how the federal government have been pampering terrorists, creating one program and the other only geared on giving terrorists a safe haven. The video you listen to, if you go back to listen to that video completely, the only thing that you'll be hearing there is a program that have been programmed, a program that have been made on how the terrorists in Nigeria will be free and live comfortably, while the indigenous people will face existential threat. But this Nekompup here don't understand anything. She did not understand anything. But one thing I want to make very clear to her is your likes has come and they have gone down underground. We have defeated the people that are even more sophisticated than you. You don't even know how to lie or to present your propaganda. Lai Mohammed is no longer there. Lai Mohammed in all his propaganda and lies and the hired agents of the people that we are here before in the name of Hip Hop Nigeria, all the we are defeated. Prepared. We prepare. Those that are in the helm of affair of this struggle, they know what they are up against. That's why as many that will give in to the propaganda and collect their own share of the money that the Fulanis are ready, the Nigerian state are ready to give to any person that cares to know, because Nigerian state can do anything just to maintain the structure, the falsehood that is in this contraption that are being handed over to them. So this lady, we are not going to waste much of our time on you. We have many other things to do. Biafrans, one thing I want to establish here is that we have the right to self-defense and we have the right to self-determination. And that is what we are going to get. It doesn't matter the propaganda or how you want to paint us black. We don't care. Our destination is Biafra, and Biafra we're going to have. I salute you, Biafrans. We're going to draw the curtain here. I have something to attend to. In the afternoon, maybe around 2:30, I will be back with another video I will be analyzing to us. But this lady, if you know her, send a message to her that the Biafrans are fighting a just cause, and we are fighting to liberate ourselves from the terrorist camp of Nigeria. And that is what the Biafra Republic government in exile through their prime minister stands for. And this year, 2024, as you know it, it is going to happen right before your eyes and those you stand to represent, and there's nothing any of you can do about it. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Wada Diana, I salute you for always being there and the work that every one of you are doing, for always coming to embrace the program. I salute you, Wada, and every one other person that will come to listen to this message we're sending out to these people. May Elohim continue to bless and guide and protect each and every one of you from the hand of this terrorist state of Nigeria. And may Elohim continue to protect and guide our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa from the hand of the jihadists. That every plan they made against him, they will use their head to carry them. In the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, thank you so much, dear friends. See you in a couple of hours. We're going to be having break, a few hours break, and we'll be back. I'll be bringing some videos to analyze to you. Thank you so much. I salute you. God bless you. See you very soon. Your eyes on the ball. Do not lose the sight of the ball. Because everything that these nincompoops are doing is for you to lose the sight of the ball. Don't lose the sight of the ball. Keep on keeping on. Biafra is our only destination. And that is what we're going to have. Thank you so much, Wada, and every other person that are out there that will come later to listen to what you have to say. May God continue to guide and protect you. He said.